Hey everyone, welcome to North Star Knife Reviews. Today we are in episode 8 of the Scandinavian and Nordic knife series. We're taking a look at a knife from Wood Jewel. And all three of the remaining knives that I have, this one and then the next two, are all Wood Jewel. Wood Jewel knives are made in the far northern part of Finland in a town called Kolari. It's north of the Arctic Circle. It's right on the Swedish border, and it's on the Torn River, which is, from what I've learned, the longest free-flowing river in Europe. There are a few rivers that are longer, but they've all been dammed or something like that. This one is free-flowing, which is kind of cool, right? These Wood Jewel knives are designed by Kauko Rataniemi. And the company is pretty small. My understanding is it has maybe 20 employees, including everyone. So I'm not sure exactly how many people are making the knives, but they're all designed by one person. And these are probably the least expensive of the traditional nice Puukos that I've found. Maybe there's something else out there, I don't know. But these are substantially lower in price than a lot of the other Puukos. Ahti is not too much more expensive, but most of these are going to run anywhere in that $30 to $60 range. They do have some that are more expensive, but they're not like a Stromang, or that's maybe $100, $150, or Hella or Roselli that could be $300 or $400, right? So these are really nicely priced, and they're pretty good quality. They seem to be quite nice. Occasional little fit and finish flaw, but nothing overly bad, and I really like these. I don't know what kind of reputation they have in Finland, but I think these are just an excellent buy for the money. Here is, if you want to look them up online, woodjewel.fi, and I got this from Knives of the North, which is where I've gotten a lot of these knives. Great people to deal with. Ragweed Forge also, I think, has some pretty good prices on this. This was about $35. This is the Vuolu, V-O-U-L-U, I believe it was. I'd have to look. Take a look at the sheath first. Pretty traditional style Nordic sheath. You can see sewn up the back rather than on the edge here. And just brown leather, has a moose on this one, and then some moose tracks, a little fishtail at the end. I don't know how traditional this is. You see it on some sheaths and not others. I don't know if this is something that's relatively new or if it is a very traditional thing. So I can't tell you that. If somebody knows, please let me know. The retention system is a strap of leather that goes around, and this is pretty traditional, goes around, goes through the holes, or the hole, and then twisted and tied. And so it will hang on your belt from this. It's sort of like a dangler, although an old school version of one. These have a plastic insert like a lot of the knives, a lot of the Puukko sheaths do, comes up to here. As I believe I mentioned before, traditionally that might be wooden or maybe reindeer antler, but almost all of the modern interpretations of it use plastic because it's so much less expensive and less time consuming. Decent sheath, not the thickest leather I've ever seen, but I think it should hold up reasonably well. All right, now to the knife. Looking at this, I cannot believe that this was only like $35. The blade, as with many of these small finish makers, is produced by Lord and Metalli out of Kohava, Finland. And not most, but many of the smaller makers use these rather than producing their own blades. And quite honestly, these are great blades. I have no problem with that whatsoever. And I think it allows these companies to probably be in business, whereas if they had to produce their own blades, they might not be able to be, or else they'd have to charge a lot more for their knives. We'll talk about the handle in a minute. but the length on this is going to be right around 6.5 inches. The blade about 2.5 with the same cutting edge. Again, no ricasso, pretty common. It's basically about the same size as the Ati that we looked at in the last episode. But whereas that was just a fairly simple dyed curly birch, this is a more intricate design. You can see it's got the brass bolster, brass at the end. You can see not filed down and polished. That's one of those little fit and finish things that you'll see on this that you might see it polished on a higher end or more expensive knife. Certainly nothing that's going to impact your use whatsoever. 80 CRV. 80 CR MOV2 steel on this, which is the common Lauren Metalli carbon blade steel. This little one, I believe, is leather. I don't know what the black liners are, but then this is curly birch and reindeer antler. So you have this nice, really pretty piece of curly birch, and then the 3 pieces of reindeer antler. Very smooth, feels really nice. I wish it was just a little bigger, a little rounder. For my grip, my hand is a little large going around it, but not too bad. It's not quite as thick or girthy as the Ati knife was. And again, large hand, fits me pretty well. If you have extra large hands, you might be hanging off the edge a bit here. I think this is just a beautiful knife. As I say, I cannot believe that they can sell this as inexpensively as they do. If you are looking to get a really cool traditional puukko, check out Wood Jewel, check out Knives of the North. I really like this. Hope you like taking a look at it. Thanks for watching. You have a good day, and I will catch you next time.